So before we get into this video guys, I'm aiming for 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you do enjoy the content and you haven't subscribed already, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, because otherwise I'll be sad, put it that way. I can't think of anything witty or clever or spooky or whatever. I'm just gonna be sad, that's all. Well, welcome to another episode of Why You Should Watch, the series where I talk about something and why you should watch it. Clues in the name. Anyway, today we are talking about a comedy series that up until about 6 months ago, I had no idea that it existed. The reason for this, I'd never heard of it. I'm pretty sure it's like a cult thing in Scotland. Correct me on that if I'm wrong. I don't know how big it is in the UK, but all I do know is that since it went on Netflix, a lot more people have watched this show and a lot more people seem to enjoy it, and it's become quite popular over recent times. And I know that there's quite a few stage plays and stuff like that, or there have been in the past at least, and that is of course Still Game. Now the thing is, I have seen this on Netflix before, and I don't mean like watched it, but as in like, you know, when it flashes up on Netflix, like if you leave it idle for too long, like a load of random advertisements come up and it's like, oh, this is coming soon, or if you like this, you should watch this. I saw the picture for Still Game, and it's a picture of the two characters, Victor and Jack. The way that Still Game works is it's younger actors who are dressed like old people. They are actually meant to be old in the show. It's not like they dress up for a laugh. That is just how the show works. They're all old geezers, but actually played by young people. When I first saw the picture of Jack and Victor, I was like, oh. I thought it was American for one, because I had no idea, and it looked somewhat like Bad Grandpa, or I don't know, some weird sketch show where they get young guys dressing up as old guys and playing pranks on people. I thought that's what it was going to be like, because I saw the makeup and I was like, oh, that looks like it would be that sort of thing. But fuck me, was I wrong. Still Game, in actual fact, is a spin-off of another sketch show. Well, not another sketch show, because Still Game isn't a sketch show, but a spin-off of a sketch show. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head now, but in that show, done by the same people, there were these old characters. I've not actually watched that show yet. I probably will go back and watch it, because I'm very curious to see where these characters started off. But yeah, so it's a spin-off of that. Apparently, I mean, I'm assuming they were very popular in the sketch show, so they were just like, fuck it, let's write them a series. And it's about these old people in Scotland, in, I think, part of Glasgow, a fictional part of Glasgow, and their day-to-day life. It's really, really funny. And I will say this as well, it's very easygoing watching, and it's so enjoyable to watch because the characters are all likable in their own different ways. Now, they're not all good characters, they're not, you know, some of them are assholes, but I think that's the point. It's sort of like they're at an age now where they can sort of do whatever the fuck they want, and they do. Again, another thing that I will say, if you are going to dive into this show, is like a lot of things, it takes a while for it to properly get good. And I don't mean like a massive while, because I think the first series is still very good, but it's clearly the weakest, which if anything is actually a good thing, because if series 1 is where you peak and then you've still got 8 more series, which this does, you're in the shit. But no, this series definitely does get better as it goes along. I think what's really funny about it is the two leads, Jack and Victor. Those two are a really, really good double act. They're best friends in the show. I'm pretty sure they're best friends in real life as well. I hope they are, at least, because that'd be awesome. But the way that they bounce off of each other and their dynamic and the way that they interact with other people, you just know how Victor's going to react and you know how Jack's going to react, and it's always funny. Thing is with Victor, I think he's more of the straight man. Victor doesn't really tend to make me laugh the same way that Jack does, because Victor's very sort of a proud man, shall we say, whereas Jack, yes, he is as well, but he's a bit more gobby. But the problem is with Jack, even though he is a bit gobby, he's also a bit thick. So when Victor will come out, if they're arguing with someone, like, I don't know, someone in a cinema, someone at the pub, something like that, Victor will come out with something really intelligent and witty and be like, aha, so blah blah blah, whereas Jack will just call him a prick because he just can't think of anything else to say. He's just like, yeah, you arsehole prick, something like that. There's plenty of other characters as well. There's Isa, who is a character that I feel most people will know someone who is an Isa. Isa is just the town gossip. If something's going on, she'll know about it. Like literally, she'll be waiting outside, listening in, you know, peering through a letterbox to see what's going on, and there's quite a few funny interactions with her. There's Winston, who, again, I think Winston might be one of my favourite characters actually, because he is a really, really funny bastard. Some of the stuff that happens to him, like, I think he's got all the best intentions in the world, but nothing ever seems to go right for him, and then that makes him angry. And when he's angry, he's fucking funny. And even when it looks like Winston is gonna get the good things in life, and, you know, he's finally gonna change his luck, no, that never happens. You've got Tam as well, who is a tight-fisted bastard, and again, it's so funny, the running gag of him never putting his hand in his pocket, and also the just extreme lengths that he will go to get out of paying whatever it is for a fucking pint. He just won't do it. There's plenty of other characters in this show as well, but they're sort of like the main cast, I guess. I mean, there's Naveed, the shop owner, as well. He's a character who has developed quite a bit over the series, actually. Like, initially, he just feels like a stereotype, and he still is throughout the rest of the show, in fairness, but he gets a lot more to do. And I think his character really develops into one of the funniest in the show, which is something that I didn't expect. And the thing is, this show, I think the main plots, a lot of the time, are quite straightforward. So, for example, there's an episode early on, I think it's in series 2, where they don't go to the park anymore because it's overrun by like chavs and dog shit and litter and all this sort of stuff. So they're like, where else are we going to go? And the episode is trying to figure out like where we're going to go next. And even with such a simplistic, boring sounding premise, it's a really funny episode. And the thing is, it will start off with a simple premise like that, but it will turn outlandish, and it will become something where it's like, how did they even get to this? I actually can't believe that I didn't know about this before, because I have thoroughly enjoyed watching this series. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think it's really well written. I think the characters are all brilliant in their own way. I like the way that this feels like a comfort show for me now. It's not like, you know, one of those shows that you just watch it and you sort of like, yeah, that was good, and then you never think about it. This is a show for me that I would happily revisit. I really, really would, because I just feel so comfortable watching these characters and seeing their day-to-day lives and seeing their interactions, and the fact that they're Scottish as well, I think makes it 10 times funnier, because I think there's certain accents, certain dialects, certain ways that people say things, certain phrases, stuff like that, that I think if you said them in any other way, the show wouldn't work the same. Might still work in a different way, but there's just something about the Scottish where there's sort of no one's holding back. They're very blunt, and I think the accent's a beautiful accent as well, to be fair, and it is very funny when delivered in a comedic way. So all round for me, yeah, give this a go. If you're looking for something that's just half an hour of pretty funny comedy, well, not pretty funny, very funny comedy, then give Still Game a go. It's all on Netflix. In the comments below though, guys, let me know what you think. Have you already seen Still Game? And if so, what do you think about it? Whatever it is, let me know down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe for more. Social media and Patreon links will be in the description, as always. So if you'd follow me on any of those things, then I'd absolutely love you forever. But till next time, guys, you take care of yourselves. Goodbye.